You retired 3 years ago. So why does Sunday night still feel like something is coming for you? The kids are grown. The boss is gone. There's no Monday meeting on the calendar. No alarm set for 6 a.m. Nothing scheduled. Nothing required. And yet, every Sunday around 6 or 7 in the evening, a feeling arrives. Heavy, vague, slightly anxious. Like a name on the tip of your tongue you can't quite remember. You thought you left this feeling behind when you handed in your badge. Stay with me, because what you're feeling isn't what you think it is. And once you understand it, it changes. I'm Walter. I'm 65, retired, and for the last several years I've been quietly studying what nobody warned us about this chapter of life. In the next 20 minutes, I'm going to share 7 things almost nobody understands about the Sunday night feeling that returns in retirement. The first 6 are quiet truths I've watched in friends. But the 7th one, the last one, is something I didn't understand myself until 2 years past my own retirement. It changed how I see the whole second half of life. Let's start with why this is even happening. Here's something almost no one talks about. The Sunday night feeling isn't about Monday. It never was. For 40 years, your nervous system was trained to anticipate. Sunday evening was the body's way of preparing for the week, releasing stress hormones, organizing thought, mentally rehearsing the meetings, the conflicts, the responsibilities. That weekly rhythm went deeper than your job. It went into your biology. Sleep researchers have found that cortisol, the stress hormone, still spikes on Sunday evenings, even in retirees who haven't worked in years. Think of it this way. For 4 decades, you taught your body that Sunday evening was a preparation ritual. The body learned, and bodies are slow to unlearn. Long after the boss is gone, the body still rises to meet a work week that no longer exists. This is what I call the ghost in the body. The Sunday night feeling is your nervous system still running a software program for a life you no longer live. But here's the part most people miss. The ghost is doing something for you, not against you. It's trying to tell you something the modern world has forgotten how to hear. The Sunday night feeling in retirement isn't a malfunction. It's the part of you that still believes the coming week matters. Looking around the empty room and asking, who's going to need me tomorrow? That's a beautiful question. It just deserves a new answer. The first thing you need to know is this. Your body is keeping a schedule your mind retired from. For 40 years, your nervous system learned the weekly rhythm by heart. Cortisol on Sunday night. Adrenaline on Monday morning. A small relief on Friday at 5. That biological clock doesn't shut down because you handed in your keys. It keeps ticking, sometimes for years. This isn't psychological, it's physiological. You can know intellectually that there's no Monday meeting, and your nervous system can still release the stress hormones as if there were. Picture Tom. He's 66. 3 years into retirement, on a Sunday evening, he found himself unconsciously pulling out a clean shirt to iron for Monday. He doesn't have a Monday to iron for. He stood in his closet and laughed. And then he cried a little, because he understood his body still believed. Recognize the ghost. Name it. Out loud if you can. Say to your spouse or to yourself, "This is my body, remembering a life I no longer live." Naming it transforms it from haunting to honoring. The ghost isn't your enemy. It's the loyal part of you that still wants to be useful tomorrow. Now this is where it gets interesting. For most of human history, Sunday evening was a time of quiet reckoning. Whether you were religious or not, the culture had a built-in ritual for examining the week behind you and preparing for the week ahead. The sermon, the family dinner, the weekly conversation about what mattered. Even people who never set foot in a church inherited the rhythm of Sunday as a day of examination. In retirement, the work stops, but the impulse to examine doesn't. You still have a sermon ready inside you. There's just no service to deliver it at. Picture Margaret. She's 70. She retired from teaching 5 years ago. Every Sunday evening, she finds herself wanting to plan something, resolve something, look back at the week and account for it. She has no week to account for, and the wanting feels strange, like a question with no microphone. Build a small Sunday ritual of examination for yourself, not for a boss, not for a congregation. Light a candle, open a notebook. Ask yourself, what mattered this week? What do I want from the next one? The sermon is still inside you. Give it somewhere to go. And what I'm about to tell you next is the angle almost no one has put words to. Most people think the Sunday dread is about the work week, the boss, the meetings, the deadlines, the demands. It isn't. Not really. It's about being expected somewhere, about being on someone's calendar, about knowing that on Tuesday at 10 a.m. there will be 3 people who notice if you don't walk through the door. When you retire, the inbox empties, the calendar clears, and underneath what feels like freedom, there's something quieter. The soul checking its own inbox and finding it empty. Picture David. He's 68. His son stops by Sunday night and complains about his Monday meeting. David smiles and listens, but a quiet thought visits him. I would give anything to have a Monday meeting to complain about. He's ashamed of the thought. He shouldn't be. It isn't envy of the work. It's grief for being expected. Create 3 expectations on your week. Places where people are expecting you to walk in. A volunteer shift, a weekly breakfast, a standing call with a grandchild. The Sunday night feeling softens dramatically when, somewhere on the calendar, someone is waiting for you to arrive. Hold on to this. It's going to matter when we get to insight number 5. Your subconscious is still keeping a schedule, even when your conscious mind has stopped. You wake at 6:15 because your body remembers. You feel restless at 9 a.m. on a Tuesday because that's when the staff meeting used to start. You feel hungry at 12:30 because your inner office still serves lunch then. Your conscious mind has retired. Your subconscious has not received the memo. Picture Frank. He's 70, 2 years retired. Every Sunday, he feels what he calls the urgency without an object, a sense of pressing duty with no duty attached. He's not lazy. He's not sick. He's running a phantom schedule his soul never had time to read. Build a written weekly rhythm. Tuesday breakfast, Wednesday workshop, Friday phone call with a friend. The phantom schedule quiets when you replace it with a real one. The body doesn't need a job to anticipate. It just needs something to look forward to. Stay with me, because the next one is the one I wish someone had told me 20 years ago. I almost didn't include this one, because it's hard to hear, but you need to hear it. There's a quiet math that runs under every Sunday evening after 65, and almost no one says it out loud. Each Sunday is one Sunday closer to your last one. I'm not saying this to frighten you. I'm saying it because your subconscious already knows. And part of the heaviness you feel on Sunday evening, that strange weight you can't name, is your soul quietly counting. You have a finite number of Sundays left. Your body knows it. Your soul knows it. Only your daytime mind pretends not to. Picture Bob. He's 73. One Sunday evening on the porch, he realized he might have only 800 Sundays left. Maybe fewer. He didn't tell his wife. He just reached over and took her hand. The Sunday night feeling didn't go away, but it changed. The reframe: don't fight the math. Use it. On Sunday evenings, name one thing you want to do, see, say, or repair before the next Sunday arrives. Just one. The feeling becomes lighter when you give it a purpose. Now here's an insight I think a lot of long married couples will recognize, even if they've never had words for it. Sunday night used to be when couples planned the week together. Who needs the car Tuesday? Who's picking up the kids Wednesday? What's for dinner Thursday? When are we paying the bills? These weren't romantic conversations, but they were intimate. They were the quiet glue of a marriage. Small logistics that meant we are doing this life together. In retirement, when there's nothing to plan, those conversations vanish. And many couples don't notice the absence until they wake up one day in parallel silences. Picture Linda. She's 69. One Sunday, she realized she and Ray hadn't talked about anything new in 11 Sundays. Not a fight, not an event, not a dream. Just 11 empty Sunday silences. Start a Sunday night conversation. Not about logistics. Pick one prompt. What surprised you this week? What do you want next week to hold? What memory has been visiting you lately? Bring it to your partner. The conversation is the marriage. And now we come to the 7th insight, the one I promised you, the reason I made this video. This is the one I told you about at the beginning. What if the Sunday night feeling in retirement isn't dread at all? What if it's a door? For most of your adult life, you were too busy to notice it. Too distracted by responsibility, by performance, by the simple noise of being needed. The deeper questions of life. Who am I really? What did I miss? What does my soul actually want? had no quiet to land in. Retirement creates the quiet, and the quiet has a feeling. We call it boredom. We call it dread. We call it the Sunday night feeling. There are old contemplative traditions that have a name for this feeling. They call it acedia, the soul restless in its own quiet. And every monk, every contemplative, every wise person across history has known that this restlessness is not a sickness. It's the soul asking to grow. Picture Joe. He's 75. 5 years into retirement, the Sunday feeling still visits him, but it no longer scares him. He's learned what it really is. It's the holiest moment of his week. The moment his soul says, "Now you have time to listen." Stop trying to fix the Sunday feeling. Sit with it. Bring it tea. Ask it what it wants you to see. It is not your enemy. It is the most profound invitation of the second half of life. The soul, finally, with time enough to speak. There's a line from the poet Mary Oliver that visits me on Sunday nights now. Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? For 40 years, you couldn't really answer that question. The week answered it for you. The job answered it for you. The mortgage answered it for you. In retirement, for the first time, the question is yours. And the Sunday night feeling is the small, holy weight of finally being free enough to answer it. That weight is not a punishment. It is a gift. It is the proof that your life still matters to you, that you still want it to mean something, that even now, perhaps especially now, your soul is paying attention. The Sunday night feeling isn't asking you to dread the week ahead. It's asking you to want something from it. Now, what we talked about today is one piece of a much larger story. And there's another piece I haven't told you yet. Because once the Sunday feeling softens, another quiet ache begins to surface. The phone that doesn't ring as often as it used to. The adult son or daughter who has slowly, kindly drifted into a life that doesn't quite include you anymore. I made a video about exactly this, about why grown children stop calling, what it really means, and the gentle, non-desperate way back into their lives. I tell the story of a father named David, who finally understood why his daughter had pulled away, 3 days before her 35th birthday. I'll put it right there at the end of this one. If this Sunday found you here, subscribe. I make a new one every Tuesday and Friday for people walking the same road. And that next video about the adult children, it's queued up for you, ready when you are. I'm glad you're here, friend. I'll see you in the next one.